Hi everyone, I hope you're well. So we are going to create formula in the queries. So first we have to make sure that we open our personnel database. Mine looks a bit different than yours. Yours would have a bunch of queries over here, but just for video's sake I have just put in nothing here. So we are going to do step 2, create a query containing all the fields in the employees table and call this query showing pension. Okay, so we create a query by going query wizard. We select simple query wizard. We have to select table of the employees and we're going to put in all of the fields in there, so you can just click there and we will rename this as query pension. What query? Oh, showing pension. And then we want to modify the query design. All that means is instead of taking us to here, it just takes us directly to the design view. And then ensure you are looking at the design view of the query. Okay, so we are doing that. The company has a pension scheme where each employee must pay 8% of their salary into the scheme. A formula is needed to calculate 8% of the salary for each employee. So we're going to work with the salary field most likely. So we're going to use the value of the salary field, which is this one over here. So we're going to do some math with that. Okay, and before entering the formula you should widen the column where the formula is to go so that all the formula can be seen. In the first blank field, enter the following formula. Okay, so we're in design view. This is the fields and I don't see any blank ones over here. There is a blank one over here. So the first thing they told us is just widen the field. Then they say in the first blank field enter the following formula. We're going to say pension salary times 8 divided by 100. So we're going to use the salary column. We're going to use the values of the salary column. So we're going to say this is going to be named pension. So this is the name of this field. So the new name is pension. And what we do in pension, we're going to decide now. So pension, the formula for that is salary field times 8 divided by 100. So the salary field times 8 divided by 100. So that's how you find 8%. So after entering the formula, make sure that the box is ticked to show the results of the calculation. So we just show here. Okay, so the box that we're ticking is called show, so you just make sure that's ticked. So this is the new field pension, so there would be a column called pension and its values is salary times 8 divided by 100. Okay. Important notes about this formula. Pension is the name of the new calculated field. Okay, so that's the new name. Any fields used in calculations must be surrounded by square brackets. Okay, since we're using the salary, it needs to be in square brackets because you can see it's also in square brackets over here. Otherwise it won't know that it needs to get the field. Okay, click on data sheet view to see the results of the query. There is a problem because the data calculated looks like this. So let's go to data sheet view, otherwise you can just click there. And if we zoom out a bit, which we can't do now, I'll just go to the side, you can see we've created a new field called pension, and now in there these values we got from multiplying this with 8 and dividing it by 100 to find 8% of that value over there. So if I use my calculator, see if I can get it over here. Okay, so if I put in this value 16,500 and I multiply it by 8 and I divide it by 100, we should get that value over there, which we did. Okay, so we can assume that all of this is correct, and we can also double check using the values over here. It looks exactly the same. So the calculated pension needs to be formatted to currency. Go back to the design view and right click on the calculated field and select properties from the following menu. Okay, so we need to go back to the design view, right click on the calculated field. Okay, and then we need to click on properties. So you right click, click on properties. Then in the property sheet section, click on the drop down arrow for format and change it to Euro like this. So we have format over here. So over here is a drop down, and we need to choose Euro. Now change decimal places to 0. So there's decimal places. Change that to 0. I just type it in. Don't think, oh, we can actually just also choose a 0 there, but that's fine. And then go back to datasheet view to see the results of the query. Okay, we go back to datasheet view. You can either go there, or you can just click on that button over there, and there we have our pension, and then we are done. So all that I want you to do, so just so it's easier for me to mark, I would like you to take a screenshot. Onboard screen. There's a print screen button on your actual keyboard. So press print screen, boom. Then just paste that in an empty Word document. Crop it for me, just so that I can see the name. So like that and that. Okay. Query showing pension. And then what I also want to see is if you go to your design view, I would like to see this with this. So you take a screenshot using that button on your keyboard, and then you just paste that in here. Just make sure, I just want to see that information there, that information there, and then you just make this nice and big. Okay, so I should be able to see all of this, and then you just say print, Microsoft Print to PDF, and then you just rename this, just making sure I'm putting formula and queries, formula in queries, and then you just say save, and you just upload that. So you'll see now that I have under my downloads exploring formula and queries. There we go. So yours should also look like this. So now I can actually zoom in as much as I want to, and I can see everything that I need. Okay, enjoy the rest of your day. Sorry, and I'll see you guys for the next video.